Seaford spent more than 3 hours a day watering his garden to keep it succulent during the heatwave. Jeff Stonebanks runs the award-winning Driftwood garden, which he opens to the public every year for the past decade. He says his 100 by 40-foot garden required as much as 70 watering cans a day.
It's been incredibly hard during the heatwave. I mean, to actually water the garden, it has taken 7 hours from the front to the back, watering every plant, tree and shrub. I don't necessarily want the best ever because it scorches the plants, means it takes hours watering, and equally I don't want the torrential rain because that just beats the poor flowers down and I've got nothing left but pulp.
BBC Sussex, it's 6:05.
Thanks very much. How are you?
I'm all right, thanks.
So, I was a bit this morning as to the state of your garden at the moment after the heat wave. Is it looking green again? It probably is. It's a lot more verdant than a week ago, I'm sure. Well, spare a thought for my next guest. He owns a show garden in Seaford and spent 7 hours a day watering his blooms to keep them succulent. He is Jeff Stonebanks, whose garden is called Driftwood. We'll speak to him very shortly, but first here's Helen Drew, who's been to visit.
Colourful, quirky, and a little bit off the wall. Tucked away behind a bungalow in Seaford is this garden. Its creator has had his work cut out more than ever this summer.
It's been incredibly hard during the heat wave. I mean, to actually water the garden, it has taken 7 hours from the front to the back, watering every plant, tree and shrub. I don't necessarily want the best ever because it scorches the plants, means it takes hours watering, and equally I don't want the torrential rain because that just beats the poor flowers down and I've got nothing left but pulp.
This was the garden when he moved in. Now brimming with plants, it's open to the public in return for donations to charity.
I've thoroughly enjoyed the visit. It's very different and lots of ideas for my own coastal garden. Yeah, really enjoyed it. The garden is very nice.
The busiest open day at this garden saw 279 visitors. To date, it's raised £111,000, the majority for local charities. £65,000 has gone to Macmillan Cancer Support in Brighton.
10 years ago when my dad died, Macmillan nurses were very supportive of my mum and helped her get the house ready. Unfortunately, he never got back there to experience it, but so that was in the back of my mind.
Jeff's garden is open to the public for the next 3 weekends. Helen Drew, BBC South East Today, Seaford.
Wow, well, look, let's speak to the man himself without further ado. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning, Dom. How are you?
Really well. I saw your garden on the telly last night. I'm massively impressed.
Thank you very much indeed.
The work that you've put into it, especially during the heat wave, you must have just thought to yourself, crikey, I wish this sun had clear off. I was nearly said a rude word then. Clear off will do.
Yeah, but let's not, we don't get many nice summers, so I'm not saying I didn't want it, but it has made life a lot more difficult. I mean, the garden itself has got so many flowers in it. I spend so much money getting the garden looking good for the visitors that come that it's such a shame that it should die because of the heat. So now, I mean, I heard you say earlier on I was driven. I think probably that's the right word because having put all that effort in, you just don't want to let it go to waste.
No, of course, yeah, and lovely to hear the backstory about all this, Jeff,
yeah.
and how obviously you're raising money for a good cause and all based on things that are very close to your heart.
Well, yeah, I mean, the thing is, Dom, I never set out to do this. I was just somebody that got the opportunity to retire early, had to move out of London because I couldn't afford the mortgage, came here. Luckily, I had a pension that allowed me not to work, but couldn't have expensive holidays anymore. And I got bored, and I just started gardening back in 2007. And by 2009, people said to me, "You've got a lovely garden, you ought to open it." And against my better judgment, I did. But then I soon realised that when you have a garden yourself, you look at it very differently from people that visit. So I see the things that are wrong with it and need doing. Visitors just come along and appreciate it at face value, and it's so nice to get that feedback from people.
So give me an average day today. What work will you be doing on the garden today?
Well, even though it's a bit dull, I haven't actually watered the garden for 2 days now because the weather's been quite cool. But today the pots will definitely need watering, so I'm going to have to spend probably 3 hours just going around. I've got 300 containers, both front and back of the garden. And as you heard in the introduction from Helen, the garden's actually open for the next 3 weekends as part of the Art as part of the Artway Festival. So we usually get between 1,000 and 1,200 visitors across those 3 weekends. So I need the garden to look good for when those people come and have a look at it.
Yeah, fabulous. Well, it does look good. What about in the winter? What on earth do you do with it in the winter?
I mean, it does look good. There's a good structure to the garden, and if people are interested, they can see some pictures of 3 months of the 3 pictures from every month of the year for the last sort of 8 years. Particularly when there's snow or frost on I've got lots of rusted metal and it looks quite good. But also because of I've got lots of plants that are very hardy in the garden, lots of palms, but they don't like the salt wind, which is the biggest enemy in the garden.
Yeah.
So I do fleece lots of my palms, so it doesn't look so attractive in the winter because of the fleece is protecting all the palms from the salt winds.
And you've got teacups on stalks.
Oh, well, we serve I bake all my own cakes as well.
Do you?
Yeah, I do. I've baked 8,000 portions since we first opened.
Do you do coffee and walnuts? Do you do coffee and walnuts?
No, without doubt, the most popular selling cake is cappuccino cake.
Ah, okay.
By streets ahead of everything else.
Okay.
But the cups and saucers you saw on the TV yesterday, I turned many of the vintage cups and saucers that we use into garden decorations many years ago and sold a lot. And the ones that are left in the hedge are just a few I've kept for myself. So
brilliant. Well, Jeff, we're very proud of you. I think it's fantastic. Lovely to chat to you.
Brilliant. Thanks very much, Dom. Cheers.
All the best, mate. Bye-bye. Jeff Stonebanks there, who's just cappuccino cake as well, Joe. We are coffee fiends.
I'm hungry now. We shouldn't mention that. Sounds amazing.
See, the thing is, what people don't understand is when you get up really early, you